A quick recap of Teams client settings. Let's see if I can do all the settings covered in the last sessions in one session in under 4 minutes. First, in the general section, you can change the appearance of Teams from light to dark to high contrast. We have 3 themes in Teams. You can also change chat density. You can choose to have more or less space between messages depending on your preference. Comfy is the default, giving you more spacing between chat messages. Compact is the other option to increase the number of messages on your screen. This option reduces the amount of space between chat messages. Delegates in Teams make and receive calls on your behalf. You can add and remove delegates here and also control what permissions delegates have. In addition to making and receiving calls, delegates can change call and delegate settings, pick up held calls, and join active calls. You can tick and untick the permissions that work for you. Out-of-office messages appear when people contact you in Teams or open your profile. You can create these messages in Teams or Outlook. You can set auto-replies in Teams, type internal and external messages, and set a time period. The last thing here is suggested replies. Teams employ a machine learning model to help you reply with quick confirmations or routine answers. You can keep it on or turn it off, your choice. When you go to Accounts, you can manage your Microsoft account and modify your profile picture. Manage Account takes you to the myaccount.microsoft.com page, and from there you can check and modify a few settings such as security info, password, and devices. When you change your profile picture in Teams, it will be updated for all of your Microsoft 365 apps. In the privacy section, you can manage priority access. The people you add here are the ones who can send you messages and call you when your status is set to Do Not Disturb. Non-priority access people cannot send you messages or call you. Read receipts. Let people know when you have seen their messages and know when they have seen yours. It's an on and off switch, your preference. Moving on to notifications. This is a big one, and my recommendation is to spend some time to get your head around email, banner, and feed notifications in Teams. First off, missed activity emails get to your inbox once every hour by default. You can get them down to ASAP every 10 minutes, you can do 8 hours or daily digest. You also have the option to turn them off completely, so no Outlook notifications. In Teams and Channels, you can modify a few settings related to all teams and channels you can access, or just those shown or pinned in your Teams list. You can modify banner and feed notifications for personal and team mentions, replies to conversations you started or responded to, and likes and reactions. You can also change the default settings on new posts and channel mentions. On top of that, you can modify chat notifications. The settings here include personal and everyone mentions, messages, and likes and reactions. You can choose the notification behavior that works for you in meetings and calls. The default is Teams will start sending you notifications when you join or send a message, but you can mute all notifications so you don't get any, or unmute to get all notifications even if you don't join. And finally, people notifications let you follow their status so you get notified when they are available or go offline. In app permissions, you can enrich your Teams app with native device capabilities such as camera, microphone, and location. By default, Microsoft applications such as Word and Excel are enabled for media access. In the accessibility section, you can manage signers if sign language is required in meetings. The people you add as signers will be prioritized on your screen in meetings when the view is set to sign language. A couple of other settings there to turn on or off captions in meetings and animations. The captions and transcription section has 2 settings. Identify me in meeting captions and transcripts, and filter profane words in meeting captions. Self-explanatory setting that you want to keep on all the time. Next, files and links. Files and links let you choose how to open files in Teams. The default is to use Teams to always open Word, Excel, and PowerPoint files, but you can select the browser for that if you want to. I stick to the default and always use Teams to open these files. Last but not least, calls. Here you can modify call answer rules, configure voicemail, change ringtones, and enable TTY. By default, all calls ring on Teams, but you can forward calls to voicemail. Unanswered calls go to voicemail after 20 seconds by default. Easy to change up or down to 10 seconds and up to 60 seconds. You can record a voicemail greeting, type a custom text-to-speech message to be played as your greeting, or use the default standard Teams voicemail greeting. You can also type a custom text-to-speech out-of-office greeting, and Teams will play that when you want. 3 timing options for you there. Ringtones. Choose the one that sounds right for you. And the last setting in calls is enable TTY. Teams support TTY devices to help people with hearing and speech impairments use a phone to communicate. Done. These are the team settings in one brief session. One last note, the idea here is to make Teams your own. Play with the settings and work out the best Teams experience for you. Thanks.